Hello, welcome back to the channel. I keep getting people in the comments asking me if I can put videos out a bit more often. The reason I only normally get like one video, if that, a week out is because eBay reselling is a hell of a lot of work. I'm normally working night and day and I struggle to find the time for YouTube as well. But I thought I'd start to film myself a bit more often as I'm working, and then if anything interesting happens I can cut all them bits together and try and get some more videos out. So for the past couple of days I've been trying to work through all the pile I've got here. This is all unlisted stock. I've got through quite a lot of it from my last video, got a lot of that listed, still got loads more to do. At the minute I'm just going through some of the bags here. All this stuff here, this is all stuff to go to car boot, so it's not really good enough for eBay, not really worth a lot, or the condition isn't very good. I've pulled all these controllers out here, so these are all official controllers and they all need testing and cleaning, so I'll try and get some of that done today. So I often get bags like this, just full of random controllers and stuff, and a lot of it is like unofficial stuff, which to me is just a load of rubbish, or sometimes it's broken or not in very good condition. Normally stuff like this I'd take to the car boot, but I've realised instead of just taking that to the car boot and getting a quid for it, I'm actually going to start taking some of this stuff to CEX. The first thing is these headphones. I'm going to take them to CEX. I've got this unofficial GameCube controller. That's going to go to CEX. I've got these SingStar microphones for a PlayStation 3. I'm going to take them to CEX. The remote for that as well. And then I've also got like unofficial Wii remotes. On eBay you wouldn't get anything for that, so that'll be going as well. Another one there, we'll be taking that. Unofficial PS2 remote there, they trade in all right at CEX. And then I think the rest of that is all just sort of junk. That one I would have took to CEX. It's got a bit of a rattle in it, so CEX won't take that. These I would have probably took as well, but they're all missing the back covers, so they'll just all be going to the car boot. The rest of that's all just car boot fodder, so I'll just stick that over there. And all this stuff here, I'll still get like 50p, pound, £2 for a lot of that, so it's definitely worth saving up. I've got an absolute load of it in the loft at the minute, so as soon as next car boot season rolls round, I'm just going to be turning all this stuff back into money. Just added all that up, and that should come to a £29 CEX voucher. This is all just stuff that comes in job lots that I get, and the amount I pay for the job lots is very low, so by the time I sold a couple of items I've made all my money back. So all this stuff really is just free, and with them vouchers I can either buy stuff for my collection, or I can buy sort of underpriced items that CEX sell and then sell those on eBay, things that sell better and sell quicker. This is my CEX box. So when this box is full up, that's when I'll take it to CEX. I've got a load of games in here as well, and there's some good titles in here, and the reason I've not put them on eBay, I'm going to get some stick for this, I think. A lot of the collectors out there aren't going to like the things I'm about to say, but what I do is any game I have that's like heavily scratched, or the case is damaged, or the inlay's got water damage, the manual's missing, just generally in bad condition, I can't sell that stuff on eBay, and if I did I wouldn't get very much for it, so it's not worth doing. But CEX don't seem to care about a lot of that stuff. Some of them, they will check discs for scratches, and if they're too scratched they won't take them, but I've got a CEX local to me that literally doesn't even check them, they just take them and give you the money. So I just use that to offload all of the rubbish, basically. I know people aren't going to like that, because people are going to say, well, that's why CEX is always full of rubbish when I order something online and it comes in terrible condition. That's because of people like me. Well, yeah, but at the same time, the way I see it is CEX could do something about that. They should say, if the manual's missing, we'll give you less money, or if it's in bad condition, we'll give you less money, or we won't take it if the condition's bad. That's down to them, in my eyes, but they don't seem to care. So the way I see it, if they don't care, then I don't care. There's a lot of good games in here, like Call of Duty, Red Dead Redemption, Wii Sports, Minecrafts, Tekkens, but the condition is just terrible. But CEX will give you the exact same price for a game that's in mint condition compared to one that's not in mint condition. So it's definitely worth doing this, I think. Again, if I took them to the car boot, no one wants to pay more than £1 or 50p at car boots, so I'd rather take them to CEX and get a nice wedge of vouchers. Another little CEX tip which again is probably gonna get me a lot of hate. Basically, they give you the same price for a game whether the manual is in it or not. So why give them the manual? Literally anything I take to CEX, I will take out all the manuals. When I'm selling games, if I need a spare manual, I can come in here and I've got loads of spares. And sometimes the manual itself can be worth enough money to list it on eBay. So I've had like, I don't know, Castlevania manuals and stuff. I've traded the game in, kept the manual, and then I've sold the manual for a tenner. I know people aren't going to like that. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but as a company, that's down to CEX, I think, to do something about it. But they just don't seem to care. So if they don't, why should I? While we're on the subject of CEX, I thought I'd just share another useful little tip, which probably won't get me as much hate. And that's a way to get very good condition cases for next to nothing. So in every CEX, they'll have loads of sports titles that no one wants, no one plays, and they'll be like 50p. So every time I go into CEX, I'll look for all the sports titles, and then I'll check them. Any that have got mint cases, I'll buy them using my vouchers. And then when I get home, I literally just throw away the inlays and discs and stuff, or I'll take them up the car boot. And then that just leaves me with all these minty cases. Now, I either use these for my own personal collection, so I can do condition upgrades, or if I get like a 30 or £40 game, the case isn't very good, it's in bad condition, I can then switch it out. But yeah, every single CEX has tons and tons of games like this. PS2, Xbox, DS, all sorts. So if you need a load of cases, now you know where to go. So I've made a start on all these controllers. I've just tested them all. Half of them work and half of them don't. So the ones that do work, I'm going to clean up. And I thought I'd just show you how I clean my controllers. A lot of people use wet wipes to clean controllers, but I find that that doesn't work as well as the method I'm about to show you. It's hard to get in all these little nooks and crannies and stuff with wet wipes. So the way I do it, I use isopropyl alcohol. Just pour a little bit out in the lid, and then I just use a toothbrush. Now, because this is isopropyl alcohol, you can pretty much get this like as wet as you like and it won't break it. The closer to 99% purity, the better. The lower percentage stuff could damage it, but as long as you're not getting it like right in the sort of connections and stuff, you'll be all right. Now, this way is so much quicker and so much more effective, and it's really good at getting in all these little areas here. So you literally just get it nice and wet and just scrub it. If you tried to do this dry, it wouldn't work very well, but because it's wet, it works really well. Now, you want to try and get these bristles sort of in those gaps, and it just gets it. Look at that. I don't know how well you can see that, but it just gets it out so easily and so quickly. So that took me like 2 seconds. It's all gone now out of there. You can also get all around the thumbsticks, like that. Gets it all out really well. Gets all the filth out of all these little bits. Get right in there and all the D-pads. In all these little areas. Basically just like brushing your teeth, really. Don't know if you can see that, but that's got that out of those numbers really, really well. All down the side of the buttons. You can get it on these connections. As it is isopropyl alcohol, you're not going to damage it because the air just dries itself out. Now, this alcohol is pretty cheap. I just bought it on Amazon. I think it was about £8 for a big bottle like that. It lasts ages. Sometimes people try and scrape all this out of the edges with like a screwdriver or something, but that just damages it. And then another thing I like to do is all the dirt that's inside all these little screw holes, just get a cotton bud, wet it up with some alcohol, get that in there, gets it all out straight away. And then once it's done, I'll just get a damp cloth, try and wipe all the alcohol off. And then I get a dry cloth and then just dry it off. Now I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but that has worked very, very well. I've got it all out from all the edges, all the dirt's gone from all the thumbsticks, all around all the buttons, all these little numbers, all the dirt has come out of there, the socket there, screw holes. That's as clean as it's going to get. It took me 2 minutes to do. So yeah, I highly suggest stop using wet wipes and start using isopropyl alcohol. I've also got loads of Wii consoles here. So the other day I was working late and I managed to pretty much put together 10 Wii consoles with cables, sensors, controllers, found games to put with them. And this is all stuff that I just had scattered around the shed in random different bags. So I've now tested all of that, but that all needs cleaning as well. I've also got all this lot here, which is pretty much my death pile. Testing and cleaning consoles is quite a lot of work. So I always tend to just sort of put them up here and then forget about them, and then just end up picking up quick and easy stuff to sell. But this is something I need to get stuck into soon because they're building up and there's a lot of money here. But yeah, I just need to find the time to get through them. But while I was on the subject of cleaning, all these Wii's need doing. And often with Wii's and other consoles as well, you get like battery acid leakage inside the battery compartment. And I've got a really good way of getting that out as well. So I thought I'd just show you how to do it. And it's basically the same method as I just showed you, but instead of using alcohol, I use white vinegar. So I only bother doing this if they work. So I've tested all them controllers, they do all work, but quite a few of them have this battery acid leakage. So literally it's the exact same thing, just get a bit of white vinegar on the toothbrush. But when doing these, you want to try and you don't want to douse it in vinegar because this could damage the insides if you get too much in there. I hope you can see this, I hope it's focused enough. But with vinegar, it will get all of this like blue and white battery acid off of all the contacts. You literally just scrub it in there. It gets it off pretty much instantly, and as long as you don't put too much on, it shouldn't damage anything. So that's got that off really well, off of all this area here. That's all gone now, but there's a little bit just inside there which I can't quite reach with the toothbrush. So again, I'll just get another cotton bud and try and just push it down there and then just twist it. Now the battery acid usually comes off pretty easily when you've got vinegar in contact with it. I think there's some sort of chemical reaction. Now that's all gone. So what I like to do as well, after doing that with the vinegar, you don't want vinegar all over your controller. So I then dip it back into alcohol and then just use the alcohol to clean the vinegar off and also to take the smell away because vinegar stinks. You can use like a brush as well if you like. The bristles on the toothbrush aren't big enough. Now that is completely clean, no battery acid, looks like brand new in there. Got it all off the cover as well. Now I did test this before I did that and it was working even with the battery acid. I like to just test it again just to make sure that it is still working, and that's still working. I'm just going through some of the PC games that I got. So what I'm doing, scanning them on CEX. Now that one they sell for £10, so that might be worth looking up on eBay, so I'm going to put that to the side. Any that aren't worth a lot, like that one, they sell that for £1.50. What I'm doing is just throwing all this away because it's not worth anything. And then I'm keeping these DVD cases because if I sell disc-only copies of games, which I often do, I basically just use these to post them. So I'll put that in there, stick that in a jiffy bag and then send it off. If you saw my last video, you would have seen that I had a big tub full of Lego, but on the inside it had got all wet and damp and it was all mouldy and it absolutely stank. But there was some decent bits inside there, some like vintage Lego and loads of minifigures and stuff, so I didn't really want to throw it away. So what I've done, I bought these mesh wash bags, which are designed to go inside a washing machine. And I've put the Lego inside, stuck them in the washing machine, and that has worked an absolute treat. All that Lego has literally come out like new and it doesn't smell at all the mold's gone, all the dirt's gone. Really worked very well. So if anyone at home ever has that same issue, you've got really dirty Lego that you need to wash, get some of these wash bags. You can get them on Amazon. I think I paid about £5 for 4 of them. See if we can get some more minifigures out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like the last of them, so I'll chuck that in with these ones. Got all that. Got some high hopes for these. Should go for a nice amount of money. When I'm doing this, I try to just pick out any like obvious bits of stuff that's not Lego. Like that. Ooh, that's part of the train set. I probably shouldn't have washed that. Oh well. So that's all the Lego sorted out. Just need to try and make some more minifigures up out of all of that. Job lot all of them, and then I think I might put all of that on Facebook Marketplace, just because postage will be a bit tricky on eBay. Kinda looks right. Managed to piece together as many as I can. I mean, they're probably not the right pieces for the right minifigures, but it just looks better for the photos. And I've counted roughly there's 118 minifigures in there. And then there's a load of spares, helmets and bodies and that. I'll sell them all together. But yeah, I don't know anything about Lego, so I don't know what I'm looking at. There might be some good ones in there. I've no idea. That's why I'm putting it on as an auction, because if there is, hopefully it will go for some good money like I did last time. I haven't actually been selling as much as I was a couple of weeks ago. And I think the reason is I went away for a week and I didn't list anything for over 7 days. I didn't schedule anything to drop while I was away either, because I didn't have time to do it. And then when I got back, my sales dropped to almost nothing. So I've realized just how important it is to be consistently listing every single day, because I've just started doing it again and aiming for 20 listings every single day. And now the sales are flying back in. So I think since yesterday, I've done a total of £370. Let me just pull all that out and I'll show you what's sold. First thing is this Game Boy Advance SP. I got that from the auction a couple of weeks ago. You would have seen this in one of my recent videos. That's just sold for £52. That is all profit as well, because I've already made all the money back that I spent on that big job lot. So really pleased with that one. The second sale is this vintage set of copper saucepans. That is also from that same auction and the same job lot. And I've just sold that for £70. Again, that is all profit as well. Next one is this PC game, which I sold for £6. This one is a vintage Warhammer book. You might have seen this in my last video. I got that from my big haul that I got off one of my contacts. I had no idea what this was worth. I was about ready to chuck it in my car boot pile, but I decided to look it up, and I'm glad I did, because I've just sold that for £35. Literally listed it this morning and it sold straight away. The next one is this NES light gun. I just sold that for £19. I think that's all profit as well. I got that in a job lot, which has paid for itself by now. So another decent sale there. The next one is this boxed Wii console. I got that from the job lot that I showed you in my last video. Now I spent ages on this, cleaning it up and wrapping all the cables all nice, really trying to present it well so I could get top dollar for it. And then when I went to price it up, I looked on eBay and there's loads of these that are selling for about 20 quid, 25 quid. And I thought, nah, I can't let it go for that because I put too much work into it. So I listed it for probably an unrealistically high price, thinking that I'll just lower the price over time gradually if it doesn't sell. I listed it this morning and it literally sold straight away for £65 plus postage. So yeah, well happy with that one. The next one is Tomb Raider big box PC game. That is also from my last video, and that one has just sold for £9. Then we got this vintage Dinky Toys truck and trailer in terrible condition. It's all been repainted and badly done, but I've still sold that for £19. I've also sold the other Wii console that you saw in my last video. Now this one, it does have a bit of damage on the box and stuff, so I couldn't get top price for it. I listed that this morning as well. It also sold straight away and I got 50 quid for that. Then we got this Nintendo 3DS game, Mario Kart 7. Again, also from my last video, and that one has sold for £8. And then last, but definitely not least, is this Super Mario World pinball game, which I also got in my last video. Now, when I found this, I couldn't look it up. I couldn't find any info about it online, but it turns out this is a very rare and very collectible Mario pinball game from 1993, complete in its original box. And I've just sold that to a subscriber who also has his own YouTube channel. So shout out to CBC Retro. Go check him out. Go subscribe. Massive thanks to you. We've done a deal outside of eBay for this. And that's going out for £95 posted. So with that done, I'm going to go inside now and get some more stuff listed. As I mentioned earlier, I am going to start trying to film a little bit more. See if I can get some more videos out for you a bit more regularly. Please give us a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.